So just how good is the Calus Mini-Tool? It's pretty good. It's craftable. It's a strong archetype, and that's really the main selling point. The hierarchy now is a base weapon, an adept weapon, and then a craftable weapon, because enhanced perks can go a long way, and the Calus Mini-Tool is a perfect example of that. And I will say this about the Mini-Tool, this particular weapon offers very tough choices because it has multiple strong combinations. So this review is going to reflect that. Multiple combinations are good, but certain ones will perform a lot better in different activities. There are roles that are good for ad clear, roles for harder content in PvE. As far as the Crucible, you can go dueling, you can go speed, a lot of different ways to go. And before we get into all those roles, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I love to grill and cook. I love it. But it's averaging 103 degrees over the past couple weeks. It's miserable out there, and it's been proven hard to keep temp. But inside, one of the things I love to cook is HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. It has more 5-star reviews than any other meal kit. It makes cooking at home easy and affordable. They have seasonal recipes, they use fresh, pre-measured ingredients, and it doesn't matter if you're new to cooking. The meals that they have are delicious. You're walked through the recipe from start to finish, and you can even pick up some techniques and tips along the way for cooking. One of my favorite things, what I've noticed, is that there might be some ingredients in a meal that you don't usually use or eat. You end up falling in love with it and start using it in other dishes. There's over 30 weekly options that you can choose from, curated to you and your family or your friends. Meat and veggie, pescatarian, fit and wholesome, family friendly, or maybe that week you just need some quick and easy meals. They have you covered. And as a YouTuber, I spend a lot of time here at my desk. Like I said, it's miserable outside, so I value the quick and easy meals. I set some time aside and the food is ready in no time. And this produce is sourced directly from farmers. It gets from farm to your doorstep in under a week. The pre-portioned ingredients mean that there's less prep for you and less wasted food. The packaging that they're shipped in is already recycled content. Save time at the grocery store, save money, eat well, ease some stress. Don't be ordering food from delivery services that cost $40-50 and then you get it as cold, and they're nowhere near as good for you. Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGCoolGuy16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes, plus 3 free gifts. And the gifts include free appetizers, free desserts, and free premium recipes. Don't miss out on this amazing deal that they have for us. You get random rolls from the opulent keys, doing the chests, you can focus them at the Crown of Sorrow, and after 5 red borders complete those, you can craft one. I've had horrible luck getting the red borders. I hate it. I'm pretty much having to wait every week to get the guaranteed one, and I've had friends like have 6 or 7 straight Austringer that they turn in, not one red border. Meanwhile, other players, and I hope that you're one of them, you're lucky you get through them more in a single play session. That's what happened to me with Tears of Contrition. That's just sometimes how it goes. I'm currently at 3 out of 5, and after this week I'll be at 4 out of 5, but I'm ready for the review. 900 RPM solar lightweight, it has that extra intrinsic MIDA synergy. This weapon grants additional speed benefits when MIDA multi-tool is also equipped. Now, I don't have any gameplay paired with MIDA, but it's a solid pairing, especially with a 180 scout buff. If we start seeing just scouts in general on Midtown, longer maps, the 200 RPM lightweight MIDA multi-tool, it has no distractions, it's going to pair great with MIDA Mini. It has great competition, and each of them kind of etch out their strengths. Like submission is great. Funnel web, hero's burden, multi-mock. I think most would agree that funnel web etch itself as a void go-to in PvE. And just all around with the Vice Stinger trait. It also has some PvP roles. Multi-mock is a fantastic PvP SMG. It also has some PvE roles. Calus Mini-Tool here, it's etching itself as a go-to solar SMG for PvE content, but it also has PvP roles. It's good that we have some options here. It has great base stats, high stability, high base aim assist, 1.4 times zoom, lightweight bonus, a lot of good stuff. Because it's craftable, at the base, a standard all-around great setup to take into account with the base stats, the recoil direction, and more is Arrowhead Break. It gets it to 100 recoil. It adds plus 10 handling. That helps out its biggest strength even more. More speed for you, a range masterwork for more range, and then Accurize for more range. The end result, we have 50 range, 49 stability, 100 recoil direction, 75 handling. This thing starts out with 30 base range, so you're almost doubling the range. Almost. It gets everything in line, and you start getting set up for success. Now from here, you can just make it to you. On M&K, maybe take away Arrowhead, you go for small bore, even full bore. You can change out the masterwork. You can add in more range. And for controller, you can add in more stability. But right here is the good base all around to get all the stats up and start just performing great. Magazine-wise, same deal. Accurized is usually the pound for pound for both PvE and the Crucible. Range helps both areas. After that, you can get niche. Maybe for PvE, you want appended mag, something like that. For the perks, we have the left column, and some of these really need to be talked about because we need to talk about their enhanced benefits. We have Slideways. Really good perk, can be used in the Crucible, can be used in PvE. A lot of PvP players love it. You slide, it lasts for 3 seconds, you get some ammo back, you get plus 20 handling, plus 20 stability. Enhanced, plus 25 stability, plus 25 handling. It has direct competition within the same column. I'll talk about it in a moment. We have Unrelenting. It's a great perk for it. Enhanced also adds plus 5 handling. It's on a point system, adds are worth less, majors, ultras, bosses worth more, PvP it's every other kill. You get a kill, and within 8 seconds, you need to get another. That's how the point system keeps stacking up. And when it does proc, you get health regeneration and around 80 points of health. Extremely underrated. It's a great perk. Threat Detector. The slideways competition. And when we start talking about the pairing perks and combinations, these are going to clash. And in that section, I'm going to talk about the things to consider and which one I like a little bit more and why. It's an SMG. So with Threat Detector, you will be 15 meters end in the majority of the time. And when you are, you get around 15 stability, 15 reload, a 0.75 handling scalar. Big bonuses. The scalar is huge because it's an animation scalar. When you compare it to Slideways, it gives a flat plus 20 handling. When you compare it to a scalar, the scalar wins. And if you have 2 or more enemies within 15 meters, you get Threat Detector times 2. So 40 stability, 55 reload, a 0.56 handling scalar. So it's even faster, even better all around. And all these stats are even more with Enhanced. Moving on to Air Assault, we're going to see how Airborne just keeps shaking out. When you're in low health, you get up to around 60 airborne effectiveness. Just use and slot at your own risk. I'm still not a fan of it. We have Moving Target, great perk. You get the lightweight bonus from the frame. You get this movement strafe bonus, a passive plus 10 aim assist. It's perfect for a lightweight. And Enhanced does a little bit more. Grave Robber, S tier with Solar 3.0. Melee final blow, the weapon gets refilled. Enhanced is plus 5 reload. In the second column, we have Disruption Break. Great perk for champions with an SMG. Break the shield, you do 50% more kinetic damage, and your fire team can also do that as well. Enhanced makes the enemy vulnerable a little bit longer. Surrounded, when 3 or more enemies are 8 meters in from you, you deal 30% more damage. Now with Enhanced Surrounded, with the Surrounded spec, you deal 47% more damage. And that's all in. You must have Enhanced, you must have on the Surrounded spec. And you're basically dealing multi-kill clip times 3, which is 50% more. This is 47, so it's really close. It's one of the best pound-for-pound enhanced perks in the game. Eye of the Storm, mostly a PvP perk. As your health gets low, you get massive boost to your accuracy. And Enhanced gives plus 5 stability. It's an awesome perk. Tap the Trigger. Also another good one. When you fire this SMG, tap the trigger goes up, it lasts for 0.6 seconds. The TTK on these things, the optimal TTK is 0.67, so it's right there. It's basically there for the TTK time frame. And while it's up, you get plus 40 stability, so the base stability gets 289. Your recoil kick is lessened, and you get accuracy. And then we start building it out, adding in a couple of SMG targeting, adding even more accuracy. All those stats are getting really, really high. Incandescent. Probably the best ad clear incandescent weapon that we have. Drang is good, others are good. Staccato can do it from a distance. With the incandescent in regular content, it mows enemies. And in harder content, when you get that final blow, the scorch spreads and it helps a ton. When you go Enhanced, you get more scorch stacks applied to those enemies that are getting scorched. You start adding in your solar abilities, you can start making some things happen. The base scorch is 30 that it spreads, with Enhanced it's 40 scorch stacks. That's a good point. You can start getting ignitions. In big groups, Enhanced means you only need to down 3 enemies within a group to cause an ignition in the surrounding area. At base, without Enhanced, you would need to kill 4 enemies, so it's worth it. The Enhanced perks play a huge role in this thing. It was kind of important breaking them down individually. And in the Staccato review, I went PvE first, so with MIDA, I want to talk about the Crucible first. Here's what happens when you add in everything. I think my suggestion here, where I'm going to go if I do a PvP-centered role. The all-around role for the Crucible is Arrowhead Break, Range of Masterwork, Accurized Rounds, just as we talked about earlier, but with Enhanced Threat Detector, Enhanced Tap the Trigger. M&K are controller. Here's why. As an SMG, you will be 15 meters end in. When you fire at your enemy with Enhanced Threat and Enhanced Tap the Trigger, it's at 100 stability. The recoil kick is down, you get accuracy from Tap the Trigger, you get reload help, you get a handling scalar. That's a lot of things. The scalar is so important because handling is your ADS, your stow speed, your ready speed, all around monster. And then we have Threat Detector times 2 to really push it up to max, even more value. The other pairing is Slideways Tap the Trigger, and Slideways is great. It is great, but when you weigh your options here, you do need the D-Slide. There are a ton of times where you just simply can't. Threat's always going to be up, and the perfect scenario is maybe you're getting rushed with a shotgun. Kind of think about it right now. Your play is to create space. Be in the air, move back, backpedal, create space. Threat Detector will be up. In turn, you're not going to be sliding forward towards the shotgun user. You have a 0.67 TTK, they have a one-hit kill weapon. You're not going to be sliding into them as they're sliding into you. There is a chance where you can slide turn around, but you're at a standstill at that point. Now, if this were a shotgun, that's a different story. But since it's an SMG, Threat Detector and Tap the Trigger, I think is the way to go. After that, we have dueling roles, right? Like moving target Eye of the Storm. And that's kind of the majority of the gameplay that you're seeing in PvP. All about dueling. There's nothing wrong with it. You get the little scaler with the lightweight bonus. You get passive aim assist. As you're taking shots, it's getting more accurate. It's dueling. PvP is a mixture of those. First column, we have sideways moving target, threat detector. Then the second column, Eye of the Storm, tap the trigger. You have the lightweight bonus with it all. It's really good. It's a technically sound SMG. For PvE, completely different things can go on here. For all-around play, solar or not, threat detector surrounded, both enhanced. That's near 50% more damage up close. You have all the scalars, all the crazy things going on, hitting pretty much 100 stability. Huge handling scalar. It's going to feel snappy. You do a lot of damage. You can take it anywhere. And with an SMG, you're going to be close to your enemies. You're going to be getting all that stuff added. Then you add in Radiant, Phantom Might, or Inertia, a damage buff. It's a monster, pound for pound. And after that, you start leaning into different things a little bit more. Unrelenting, Incandescent. You get kills, you spread Scorch, you get collapse everywhere. Unrelenting is proccing. It's perfect. You don't need to be Solar, but it's even better with Solar 3.0 as a build craft. And after that, you get even more into Solar 3.0, like Grave Robber Incandescent. It's a great interaction, and you're seeing that right now. You add in some fragments, some aspects, get a melee kill, refresh the mag. Like on Hunter, you're constantly Radiant, you're constantly throwing knives, and in turn, you're constantly proccing Grave Robber. You never have to reload. It's niche, but it's nice. This is a go through an area, throw knives everywhere, burn everything, and move on. The higher end content, say if you don't go threat detector surrounded, it'd be something like Unrelenting Disruption Break, because it has two purposes. This combo is getting kills after you kill some ads, helping you out there. When you see shields, you break them. It's dual purpose. It all depends on what you want this thing to do, where you spend the majority of your playtime, and how you want it to play. A solid all-around PvE choice, enhanced threat surrounded. No matter the meta. Then you start niching it out into things like Incandescent, Disruption Break. Those are going to be fine too. Just make a decision on where you want this thing to put in its work. And in the Crucible, same thing. Threat Detector, tap the trigger, gets a lot of max stats, a lot of big bonuses as far as dueling, but technically the pure dueling is moving target, Eye of the Storm. Like I said, if I have to choose, if I was going for PvP, it would be Threat Detector, tap the trigger. And in the Crucible, I didn't talk about it. There is a case for Incandescent. The Scorch spread weakens them, causing a bullet less to kill the next enemy. And there's nothing wrong with that. Enhanced applies 40 Scorch, and a lot of solar abilities apply 60 or more Scorch stacks, so you can cause an ignition. All of these opulent weapons, I think, are a must craft. I've crafted half of them. I have the other 2 to go. And I've passed on a lot of craftable weapons in the past. A lot of them, but not these. Ostringer's great. Beloved, great. Drang, great. MIDA Mini, great. They're all weapons that have roles that will stand the test of time. Ostringer's Eye of the Storm rangefinder, Beloved's snappiness, Drang's all-around utility, MIDA's all-around utility. I rank these weapons very high, but each one is catered to your playstyle, or needs to be. Each one can roll something a little bit different, and the experience with a weapon is going to really differentiate depending on which role you go to. So think about your playstyle, what needs to happen, what you want it to do. Crafting it to enhance what you want to do. And in MIDA Mini's case, it can do that really, really well. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about the opulent weapons in MIDA Mini down below. I don't think that these are at all a one-season wonder. I think they're going to stick around. They're all fantastic. Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.